So I wanted something a little bit bluesy, something a little bit that had some soul.
I saw Gabriel had sent me this message, and when I listened to it, it sounded very bluesy, very soulful. Like, it was just kind of one of those cool things. Like, one of my favorite blues artists is a guy named Sunhouse, and he has this song, lots of songs actually, where it's just him singing and clapping, and it reminded me almost of like one of those type of songs.
I realized that we didn't really have a whole lot of songs that were like that.
Well, I definitely wanted to go for like the southern type, like the southern rock type sound, for sure. Yeah, I love that type of drumming.
But we're a rock band, so I wanted to figure out how I could add like different blues, but also very hard rock and almost metal influences to that sort of sound. You know, that's sort of one of the sides of rock and metal that I think our genre should experiment with more often, which is our blues roots. You know, that's really where a lot of this came from.
And at the time, we were kind of surrounded by that kind of music with the bands we were touring with and the bands we were listening to. And I mean, we're from Oklahoma, so
I feel as we've been playing more and more, I've been wanting to play, more and more intricate kind of things.
Try to get a little bit different of a sound, something different than what we usually do was the ultimate goal. I remember I had these lyrics, I was writing them while at work for a handful of days, and after about a week, like, I had what I wanted lyrically down for the hook, but no melody, and it just wasn't sounding right.
It kind of stayed in the back for a little while, and it was like, we'll kind of mess with it here and there.
So yeah, Gabe apparently had been working on the lyrics for a long time, and then he had all these different melodies he was trying out, and the audio clip he sent me ended up being the one that ended up being the final melody. At one point I remember writing the main riff for the song, like we were just setting up audio equipment for my guitar because there was this idea we wanted to cover, and so as a sound check I played the opening riff, and he was like, dude, that's really cool, what is that? And I was like, I'm just messing around. He's like, we should probably use that. I was like, well, that worked with Crutch, and so we started to try it out, and it actually worked out. So I had to eventually make it a little bit more intricate so it fit the chorus better, but that's initially where that sound came from, was just kind of just messing around before a day in the studio.
Yeah, I think we were practicing one day, and someone came up with the riff.
Dax and Gabriel were messing around with it at the studio while we've been having all this time off and writing stuff and coming up with new ideas,
and we knew instantly. We were like, oh man, we're gonna go somewhere with this.
I think because I just wouldn't stop singing the melody once I got the melody,
Gabriel would constantly sing the lyrics offhanded.
We kind of were just both really excited about it, so I just kept on singing it in practice, even though everybody else was like, what the fuck is that,
And so just kind of, it was cool to watch it where it just was this tiny little seed to now, full grown. It's been really cool.
Dude, I love how it goes from halftime to regular time and back and forth. It adds like a swing type vibe to it.
Honestly, my favorite part of the song is the chorus, because if you listen to the main riff of the song in the very beginning when you just hear it, and then you listen to it when the chorus kicks in, you can tell that there's actually a slight variation between the intro version of it and the chorus version of that riff, and the way that riff goes with the vocals is like really cool to me. So yeah, I would have to say that the choruses are my favorite part, just because of how the chords on the guitar and the bass work with the vocal melody.
I'm going to say the breakdown, because it breaks down to just the bass, and I'm a little biased.
Honestly, I really like the transition from the bridge into the guitar solo, just because it's, it's got a lot of meaning behind it, and it's got a lot of just power, And so when you play something like that live, you know it's going to go over well, so long as everybody does what they got to do. And so that part of the song just really gets me. Obviously I want them to feel the same kind of energy that we felt when we first started writing it, because we knew, it was going to be a very hyped up song, something that's got a lot of energy in it.
For me, it's kind of like a happy song.
I just hope when the fans listen to this song that, one, they just have a good time listening to it. It's kind of got this vibe to it that just kind of exudes kind of good time.
Lyrically, I'd say, it's pretty applicable to a lot of situations.
I kind of think of when you're around certain people and there's someone that's feeling bad for themselves about a situation that they themselves put themselves in.
Understand that, like, you can't change everybody. You can't be a savior. Sometimes you just have to be a leader. I just hope that they, are strong enough to cut people out of their lives that are essentially dragging them down.
It helps you get that thought and feeling out of your head instead of just sitting there thinking like, this fucking guy.
Hopefully some fans out there can relate to that, but if anything, hopefully they just think it's a good jam. Hopefully they just have a good time, and
Like lyrics aside,
even if you're not listening to the lyrics, it's a good jam, it's a good vibe.
hang in there, you know what I'm saying?
Stay strong. We will have live shows again soon, and we will drink all of the country's beer together.
Hopefully we can play more shows and get out and see you guys, because we miss it just as much as you guys miss it. The one good thing that I know that we've got from this is a whole lot of time to write and a whole lot of time to just work together as a band. We really hope that whenever we do get to see you guys again, we can really hit it heavy and blow you guys away. That's what we really want to do.
If I had to say something to the fans, I'd say thank you guys so much for supporting us for as long as you have. It's been basically a decade, and we just are so grateful that there have been people that have been with us, whether it's been with a year, 2 years, or 10 years almost. Thank you so much for watching and listening to us, because really without you guys, we can't do what we do, and so we owe everything we have to the people that have supported us up to this very moment. So if that's you, thank you so much for being here.